All American Wrestling was not a promotion. All American Wrestling was the name of the television show that Vince first put on USA Network. And when originally Southwest Championship Wrestling, Joe Blanchard, Tully Blanchard's father's promotion from San Antonio, had one of the first in the early 80s, I guess it was 81, 82, had one of the first national slots on cable besides TBS with All America with their show, with Southwest Championship Wrestling. And urban legend, whether it was they were behind on the payments to USA, or whether it was, problems with getting the TV and the production, or whether it was the fact that, who was it? Bobby Jaggers or Scott Casey dumped a bucket of pig shit over Bobby Jaggers' head, or vice versa. Anyway, whichever the case may be, Southwest was removed from USA and they gave Vince the slot, and Vince started All American Wrestling by calling all the promoters and saying, hey, I've got this national TV time slot, and I want tapes of all of your best guys, because I'll do good for wrestling. We'll put them all on and it'll make your guys all these big stars. So a lot of the promoters, most of them, Jerry Jarrett didn't do it. I'm pretty sure Bill Watts didn't do it. I don't know. You may know better than me, but most
he did. Bill Watts did.
He did do it. He did do it. That's right. But most of the promoters sent footage of all of their top guys so they could be seen on national cable TV. And wouldn't you know who won the pony? Those are all the guys that Vince stole when he went national the next year. So he kind of prepped his audience with All American Wrestling to see all of these stars from across the country that didn't work in the WWF, but soon would. Imagine that. So that was All American Wrestling.
I can give a little bit of the background. So Southwest Championship Wrestling in 83 made a unique choice, which was to try to crown their own world champion. They ran against Paul Bosch, who had previously been their partner in Houston, and they ran the Summit against the Paul Bosch shows at the Sam Houston Coliseum.
That's right.
And they crowned Adrian Adonis their world champion, and he was given Lou Thesz's old championship belt. And I believe a belt Terry Funk had made at some point was the new championship. And that quickly didn't work out, and Joe Blanchard and Southwest ran up debts that they couldn't take care of, including to the USA Network located in New York City. Vince McMahon found out about it, paid off their debts, and bought the time spot. And what a lot of people forget is, people say, oh, he got USA, and then he got TBS, the next year. But he actually already had WOR, which was also a superstation, and was also on most cable companies. So he was now on two of the big cable channels that aired wrestling. When USA started airing All American, I think episode 1 was Bob Backlund, episode 2 Andre, and episode 3 Snuka. And if not in that order, one off of that order. And then starting week 4, they started airing stuff of Junkyard Dog, the Von Erichs, stuff from Mid-Atlantic, stuff from all over the place. And then, of course, almost everyone he aired were people that he ended up going after and raiding and building his talent roster around. So, but it was pretty cool. I mean, imagine if you are a fan, Jim, who reads Pro Wrestling Illustrated or something in 1983, and all of a sudden there's a show airing footage of all of these guys you've only read about. Because you never saw the Junkyard Dog, if you lived in Florida or, well, he actually did make an appearance or two there, but you get the point. All of a sudden you're seeing these stars that you'd only read about and seen pictures of.
Well, and actually, and when that show was on the air, I was living in Nashville, and Sunday was usually our day off, so I was actually able to watch that program, and I was like, this is interesting. They're showing footage of all these guys. Golly gee. And then, of course, we saw why they were showing all the footage.